Visualization technique. To develop the art of visualization is a skill that not only do we encourage you incarnate to develop, but is also one that we encourage people in the heavenly spheres to develop. Not only those whose incarnations have finished, but those who are preparing to incarnate, also those who have no intention of having an earthly incarnation. Developing the gifts of the Spirit is a technique that does not require a physical body, as it uses purely the spiritual aspects of man. With visualization, what we do is to enter the imagination plane and impose on that plane an image that we choose. The imagination plane normally takes images and thoughts, ideas and concepts from the higher self and translates these concepts into a form that the mind can use. That is the normal process. However, when we desire to visualize something, in a way, we are doing the opposite. We take the desire to visualize something, a desire created in and by the id, transfer it to the mind, and try to get the mind to command the imagination plane to see that which we desire to see. So, this is in contradiction to the way our system normally works. The problem is compounded by the fact that, as we are trying to impose an image in the imagination plane, the higher self is also constantly trying to send images, thoughts, ideas, etc. into the imagination plane. Thus, we have this conflict going on. Our higher self is constantly trying to send us information, and, at the same time, we are trying to still the information plane from receiving these concepts and just receive the image we wish it to receive. This is what makes visualization so difficult. In effect, to visualize something successfully, we need to master the imagination plane so that we have control over what it does and does not process. The higher self is constantly sending information to the imagination plane, and our task is to control the imagination plane so that the information from the higher self is not processed. If and when we can do this, the way is then clear to send an image to the information plane, and we can then clearly see that image. Once we can do that, we can manipulate physical matter, because physical matter is only astral matter that we think is physical. This opens the door to moving objects and moving ourselves. Teleportation. As we have told you, once an image is clearly visualized in the imagination plane, it is also visible in the etheric plane. Thus, if we then move into the etheric, asking the Great White Brotherhood to protect us when we do, we can move the etheric body of whatever we are visualizing with our intention, and then transfer our attention back to Earth, and the object has to follow the etheric version that was displaced. But it all starts with mastering visualization. The only way to do this is to practice seeing the object in the mind's eye until the imagination plane accepts our desire. This is an important skill to learn, and we encourage all to put in the effort to master the technique.